news in detail on the hour from the WOR newsroom. An Air Canada jetliner remains at a Frankfurt, West Germany airport tonight. Inside are a stewardess and a middle-aged man who says he has dynamite to go along with his pistol. His demands from West German authorities have changed from the release of a jailed Czechoslovak airplane hijacker to the release of imprisoned members of a German anarchist group. In a note thrown from the aircraft, the hijacker said, "I am a victim of Nazi persecution, and I have spent time in a concentration camp." The unidentified man has set a deadline of 6 a.m. Eastern Time for his demands to be carried out. From Frankfurt, newsman Gene Wiley describes how police are trying to handle the situation.
They've used the word weak personality, they've used the word psychologically weak and pathological to describe him. And they feel that by dealing with this person over a long period of time, they can possibly wear him down, and perhaps he will give up his plan to take this plane to Prague.
And a figure from the Nazi era may very well be a prosperous businessman now living somewhere in Latin America. The Daily Express of London reports in its Saturday edition that Martin Bormann, Hitler's deputy, is still alive at age 72. Express foreign editor Stuart Stevens said the escaped war criminal was able to reach Latin America, and we quote, "thanks to the protection of the Vatican, former Argentine President Juan Perón, and some of the most powerful politicians and financiers in South America," end quote. The London Express report said that Bormann financed his protection with gold and artwork smuggled out of Germany before World War II ended. What's the peace hang-up in Paris? Although official secrecy prevails as Dr. Henry Kissinger and North Vietnam's Le-Duc-Tho continue their conferences for a Vietnam peace agreement, diplomatic sources in France are talking, and they say that the United States' insistence that an international peacekeeping force be put on duty in South Vietnam as soon as the combat stops is the present difference between Kissinger and Tho. And still, according to the diplomats, the first objective of the current talks is to get a Vietnam ceasefire, the second part, to set rules for the peacekeeping force, the third phase, the release of war prisoners, and then a military arms agreement is the fourth part. Today, Dr. Kissinger and Tho met for an hour, and they're scheduled to talk again tomorrow. Attacks by American bombers against North Vietnamese military supply areas continued today with a record 15 raids flown over the north during the past 24 hours. 15 more missions were flown against suspected communist troop concentrations in South Vietnam. A special representative of South Vietnamese President Thieu is in Paris, getting regular briefings on the private talks. The Saigon man wants to come to Washington to talk with President Nixon, but he might not get that far. Today, unidentified administration sources said that President Nixon is expected to refuse any personal meeting with Thieu's representative. The sources explain that Mr. Nixon prefers to keep his Saigon contacts limited to either the embassy level through Dr. Kissinger and other foreign policy aides. More news after this. Does the thought of driving on snow-covered roads give you the chills? No need. Your local General Tire headquarters has the answer. A pair of General's famous winter cleat snow tires to put you on the move for only $37.90. That's for the popular size 713 tubeless Blackwall, plus $195 federal excise tax per tire. And if you have a bigger car, larger sizes of the winter cleat snow tire are comparably priced. General's winter cleat snow tire is always ready for action with a deep self-cleaning cleat pattern, wide, sure-footed 78 series profile, and 4 husky ribs of tread. In this promise, you go in snow or General pays the tow. Stop in and mount your winter cleat snow tires at your local General Tire headquarters. At Flushing General Tire Service, see Dick Breitbart. At 150-01 Northern Boulevard, see Jack Crow. At General Tire Service, Northern Boulevard at 38th Street in Long Island City. WR Radio News Time, 4.5 minutes after 11 o'clock. A bad time was had by all at the Geisha House Massage Parlor this afternoon on West 42nd Street. Police said that Vincent Hill and 2 of his male friends went to the parlor at 414 West 42nd Street to complain to manager James McNeary about the manager's alleged advances toward Hill's girlfriend. An argument started, and during that fight, a revolver was allegedly pulled by the manager, who shot Hill in the chest. Hill is in serious condition at St. Vincent's Hospital. McNeary and another parlor worker, Danny Roberts, were arrested, and so is one of Hill's friends. Hill's girlfriend is a masseuse at the Geisha House.